We'll be getting starting here in just a minute. Okay, about to get it started here. Just had to get everything taken care of first. All right. All right. Welcome everybody to the Hurricane Sally live stream. Getting close to landfall for Hurricane Sally. Just gonna let you know that thank you for watching. Show you right now. Let me run through my bit. You are watching Randall's weather page right now on YouTube. Make sure to click and subscribe, and make sure to ring that bell so you're notified whenever I start live streams. You can also find me on Facebook at Randall's weather page. Right there, Randall's weather page on Facebook. And guess what? Same thing on Twitter. Randall's weather page. That's right. Made it very simple and easy for you tonight. Two things that you can do tonight if you like what you see, like the content. I will accept donations. I've got right here Big Cubs fan in Texas, TX. Okay, Big Cubs fan in TX, and that's my PayPal account. Also linked down in the comments. I linked it to where all you have to do is click on it, and just all I'm asking for is a little coffee money, because coffee keeps me going. Also, I have a paid for website, Randall's weather page at Patreon. You can go click, and I made it real easy, real affordable. Base amount is $3 a month, and you get some behind the scenes photos. You get some photos. You get behind the scenes camera action. You get videos. I not only talk about tropics, but I talk about weather that's coming up. It's all different types of things that I handled on my Patreon site. So feel free to. There we go. Feel free to go to my Patreon site, which is Randall's weather page. Trying to make this simple and easy as possible for you. Let me give you just a little bit of introduction. Oh wow, I got fancy graphics today. My name is Randall Pennington. I have been a weather enthusiast for 40 of my 43 years here on Earth, and I'm also a meteorology student. So what I try to do is I try to take what you're seeing and try to explain in simpler detail than what you hear or what you might see on other channels, news channels and YouTube channels. I try to explain everything basic, but still get the point across of what's going on. Of course, I handle tropics, I handle severe weather, I handle snow, you name it, you throw it at me, I handle. But of course tonight we're live streaming because Sally is close to going on shore. So we're going to take a look at Sally. We're going to run through this, and we're going to see if and when, not if, but when she goes in, and the if would be how strong she will be when she goes in. So I'm going to get this off my ugly face, take my name off of there. I love the graphics. And I'm going to switch over to where you don't have to look at me. All right, so let's take a look at Sally right now. Before we get into this, let's move on over to the National Hurricane Center. And let's go to the warning and cones. So it's a 7 o'clock. Okay. So as of 7 o'clock, you have 80 mile per hour winds, sustained 80 mile per hour winds, and the movement is north at 2 miles per hour. So here's where we are, basically just south of Mobile Bay, and crawling north at 2 miles per hour. So she's even dropped in intensity a little more. She was at 85 when I last ended my live stream at about noon today, or 11:45 this morning, and she's lost a little bit more power, but that should not diminish what is going on with Sally. And let me go ahead and tell you, just taking courtesy glances of what's going on, she is trying to intensify right now, and I'll show you that here in a second. All right, let's go to U.S. rainfall amounts. This is the first time I've seen over 20 inches, and that's just to the east of Mobile Bay. So that would be around Foley. That would be Foley. Foley, Alabama. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just going to set this up, but you notice that let me search. Just getting my map ready here. I forgot to set up my map, but 80 miles per hour she is trying to no way. I'll show you. I'll talk about something here in a second, but let's get back to the map. So over 20 inches of rain. That's going to be near Foley, Barnwell, and Magnolia Springs, south of Oyster Bay, Gulf Shores, Alabama is where this could possibly go. And this is 1 to 5 days, how much it could rain. Rain is going to be the big story. In fact, I'm going to do a picture and show you that I believe this is in Gulf Shores, Alabama. This is in Mobile. So this is in Mobile. I've got a live shot right now of a hurricane chaser. He's in Mobile right now. As you can tell, it's raining. It has picked up. It's only going to deteriorate as we move forward with this. Only going to deteriorate. I'm going to go back to solo here. All right. Get back. Yes. All right. So this is, once again, your rainfall total right here, 15 to 20 plus inches. Right around Mobile Bay, all the way over to Pensacola, Florida. So a lot of rain possibly heading that way. In fact, we know it's going to be a lot of rain heading that way. All right. Making sure I got everything set up. Here we go. All right. Now we can rock and roll. All right. So let's look at flash flooding potential. A flash flooding potential right now is from Mobile Bay all the way over to Destin. Mobile Bay all the way over to Destin. Through Pensacola Beach. Yeah, Fort Walton Beach, Destin. Just trying to see. That's where it starts to bend. Just making sure I've got my information correct there. Now, probably all the way over to like Laguna Beach. That's where your highest potential, from just east of, just west of Mobile Bay, all the way over to, I'd say, Destin, Laguna Beach there. All right. Let's look at storm surge watch and warnings. Of course, we know this is going to be right around in this area. Just storm surge warning in effect. Won't show me much there. Okay. Let's go to storm surge inundation. I like that better. Okay, let's see if we can find where storm surge potential Sally storm surge. This is north into Mobile Bay, the north part of Mobile Bay. What you see in yellow is greater than 3 feet. What's in blue? Greater than 1 foot. Okay. There's Dolphin Island. Won't let me zoom in. That's as much as it'll let me zoom in, but more than 3 feet. Out here, Fort Morgan. Gulf Highlands. Okay. Let's move over. All right, into Pensacola, the Escambia Bay. We've got a lot over 3 feet of flooding that will happen into the bay because of the storm surge. Gulf breeze, of course, and see here. Yeah. Let me. Zoom in right here. I just want to make sure most of that is just Pensacola Beach. All right. So over 3 feet over Pensacola Beach, Gulf breeze, around in that area. Okay. All right, enough of that. Let's go look at let's switch it over to, we'll switch it over to radar. Now, I already see switch it out of here to Panama City. Yeah. Let's try just east. Let's get this picture while we can. This Orange Beach in Baldwin County. Estimated 1 foot in depth of storm surge near Cotton Bayou and Orange Beach, reported on social media. So already seeing. I know I saw pictures already today and video already today of storm surge already going in. Already have a report. This was at 7:55 in Daphne, Alabama. Train spotter, multiple trees down and tree damage in Daphne, Alabama area. So already seeing tree damage. Seeing right now just south of that area where we saw tree damage, seeing sustained winds at 33 miles per hour, gust to 45 miles per hour. Out here, buoy. At this buoy, we're seeing 81 mile per hour sustained winds and 93 mile per hour gusts. Now this is behind the eye. Let's see how close that was. That was 8 o'clock. So this is coming in the backside of that eye. Okay, backside of the eye. I need to make sure that I have, I believe I do, Project Mesovort up and running. So I don't see those yet. A second. Okay. Give me just a second. I'm just trying to get my Project Mesovort page pulled up. I know they're out there. I definitely want to see those. And I'm just trying to find it. See if there's any hurricane hunters out there right now. I think we're pretty much done with the hurricane hunters. Let's go to display settings, location settings. I don't know where it was on my phone. No satellite. Well, oh, there it is. Project Mesovort. It's on. Okay, I see it now. I just not seeing it pop up yet. So we'll see if Project Mesovort pops up here. Because usually you can already see, but I haven't seen them yet. I'm going to take a look at this eye. Looks like we're having problems once again with the south side of the eye. Okay, so right in this area, we have problems with it not closing. Okay, that eye not closing. So she's been struggling. She's been struggling, trying to close that eye for about a day, almost a day now. And just having problems doing that. So, it's kind of same old problems there, right? Same old. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to look. And once again, even from a different direction, it looks like we're having issues with that eye closing in the bottom side. I'm going to run this through for 50 frames. I almost got its act together on that turn, but once again, dry slot right there. I just can't seem to get. That was as close as it got to being a fully enclosed eye. So that is it's like we're still having issues with her closing that eye up. Let's stop. And this is once again open air, dry air getting inside. Okay. And let's go look at really not feeling the Project Mesovort not being on. I'm kind of disappointed right now. I was looking forward to it. Let's get out of satellite. Let's go into satellite mode. All right, this is what the infrared satellite looks like right now. let's do the last 30 frames of this just to see the movement. So you can definitely tell where their center is. It's right there. So basically due south. If this thing keeps moving, it looks like it's kind of got a little wobble to the northeast in the last couple of frames. I could be wrong about that, but it kind of looks like the center was there. And now, it could be moving up. It could just be a wobble. But once again, the National Hurricane Center has this as a moving north at 2 miles per hour. 2 miles per hour. Let's see if I can. There's another right there. Pretty much same space. Not moving that much, but definitely from what I've seen, definitely trying to get their act together. Okay, definitely trying to get their. She's trying to get her act together. I feel like I've been saying that for. Okay, so looks like right now, just off what I'm seeing, that this might be moving in right at the Florida. She might move in right at the Florida, Alabama line. The Florida, Alabama line. So let me move my over there. Let's see, Ono Island, Orange Beach, Pensacola. So those in those areas, you need to be preparing. I'm sure it's not time to leave now. You're already past that time, but you need to be preparing for Category 1, possibly Category 2 storm coming in at landfall. So once again, I'm going to take this over, back this up just a little bit, show you my old school way of doing this. I'm looking for the center. There's your center right there. It looks like it's moving to the northeast. So this might be just east of Mobile Bay when it goes in. Still have a lot of surge going into Mobile Bay, but just east of Mobile Bay. So pretty much right on the Louisiana. Louisiana. I always want to say Louisiana. Always looks like it'll be on the Florida Alabama state line is where this looks to be heading. Right there. Right there. So people in Pensacola, you need to be prepared now. Let's go ahead and get in that mind state. It's going to be a long night. Okay? A long night. I want to get out of here just a second. Let's see. I'm going to change this back to radar mode, single site. Looks like we have a tornado warning right now that has popped up. And that tornado warning. Turn this off. And go to velocity here. See if I can find anything. Go 7 frames. I think they did this just for this line because the line has a bow to it. So I think they did it for this line coming in and moving inland over Panama City Beach. Okay. And I think that's why But they've issued that tornado warning. I'm not seeing much as far as twist. I'm gonna go in and check out. Let's see what this looks like. Yep, so about 40, 50 mile per hour winds. This is up for 70, so it'd probably be 50 mile per hour winds coming in towards Panama City right now. And if I'm not mistaken, they just dropped that. Yep, they just dropped the tornado warning. Of course, I start looking at it and they drop the tornado warning. Yeah, but that's okay. That's all right. That's how it happens sometimes. Let me get this off. Let's watch her run. And this is 100 frames. It's not. 75 frames in here. Let it load up. Man, that eye was closed. She was doing well, and then more dry air. And as you can tell, she keeps trying to close it off. And that part right there at dry air, look, it was closed off right here. And this is when she started intensifying. And then right there, dry air slide. Just dry air has gone in and got her again. So the story with Sally is going to be, this could have been a category 2, 3 storm if there wasn't dry air that got ingested into the eye. That'll be the story so far. I'm going to pull up and give you a screenshot. This is, I believe, in Mobile Bay. You can see the waves starting to crash. And I'm not sure which chaser this is. But you can see, in fact, I'm going to bring this up full screen so you can get a better view. And I do believe that is in Mobile Bay. And every so often, you will be able to see, there it is, waves crashing over the top. I'll go to storm precip totals. I'm going to look at that while y'all watch this. I'm going to just take a look here. And y'all can watch this video while I take a look. You really see the waves crashing in there in Mobile. It's pretty impressive for a storm that just can't get her act together. I'm looking at some storm total precipits while y'all are watching that, and just south and east of Mobile Bay, you're talking about 6 to 7 to 8 let's see, trying to over around Foley, around 7 inches already. And that's why, now just offshore, you're looking, I mean, just offshore of, make sure I'm looking at the right place there. Let's go over to Mobile Bay. So just offshore of Gulf Shores is, move this back on. Okay, so here's is around Fort Morgan and Gulf Highlands. This right over here is going to be right around Gulf Shores, which they've already had 6 to 8 inches right out here. 13. All this is coming in. Okay, this is where these high totals are at the moment, and they'll be coming in right into Mobile Bay, east side of Mobile Bay, and over towards Pensacola. Now, over here near see, right at the bend. So that would be over here towards Panama City. You're already looking at 12 inches, 13 inches, 14 inches. Remember last night and remember this morning when I was talking about the Emerald Coastline getting more rain than what was projected? Well, looks like that's happening at this moment. There'll be more rain for the Emerald Coastline. Sally is definitely, I'm just reading over some notes here. Sally is definitely trying to intensify. She's got some higher cloud tops that are hitting right now. So, she is definitely trying to intensify. Let's go to the satellite. Let's back this up just a little bit. Let's watch. Get my inspection tool off here. Let's go for the last 30 frames. Let that work up. And let's take a look at it. Yeah. Over here on the east side of the storm, notice that's her, Sally trying to block off, trying to get that, still trying to get that dry air out of the center. Okay, that's what she's doing, is trying to get the dry air out of the eye. Push that out, and she can still increase in intensity. So not over yet. Still can intensify, showing signs of intensification right now. And then this last little bit, I'm going to stop it and just show you. That's a good looking eye right there. So the eye's really starting to look really good. Let me put this in 3D mode. Oh, let me get off that. Here's 3D mode. I'm going to roll it around just a little bit so you can see. This is almost a top-down look. And you can see, get off this. I like it better over here. All right. Sorry I'm floating around like you're in space there. But this is good looking eye right there. You notice the buildup of the storms on Let me flip this back around to where you can see a little bit better. Oops. All right, there's your eye. Here's your buildup of storms. And this is Sally trying to get rid of all this dry air that is coming to her eye. All right. Keep going here. Get this back where I wanted it. So just to give you an overview, that right there is the still frame image of the radar, and you can see Mobile heading directly up towards Mobile right now. Let me out of here. Take a flyby in 3D of what. Feeling sick yet? That's a 3D rendering of what the satellite looks like. And pretty impressive storm when you look at it in 3D, because you can see the buildup of the clouds, and then you can see the cooling effect that's going on at the top part of the hurricane. So, very good rendering in 3D of what's going on. Let's get out of 3D. Let's go into radar. We'll get out of high res. We'll go and we'll take a 3D look at the rain field right now. So we'll look at our resolution. Our rain field. So this is what the eye looks like at the moment. Let's put this into motion. And we'll get a 3D look at what her radar signature looks like right now. This is the last 100 runs. This is when she was trying to close off her eye and did close off her eye. Started some intensification. Then right here, your dry air started getting into the eye again and opened up this south part of the eye. And yesterday, I'll give the National Hurricane Center their props. They said yesterday that that's at 85 miles per hour is about the strongest that Hurricane Sally would stay until landfall, and they're killing it, absolutely killing it. And they were right on that. Of course, they should be right, because they are. They are killing it. Once again, great job by the National Hurricane Center. Great job. I'm going to pull this up right quick to let you look at that while I log in to a different app. It is a radar app. Another radar app. But it a little more crisp of a radar. All right, so this is the Radar Scope app, and it just gives a little bit wider view, a little bit more succinct. There's no 3D on this, but it gives a more succinct look. I can come in and get out of that so we can see some of the areas. So once again, here's the eye, and she's trying to get that bottom half locked in again. So I'm going to put this into motion. That dryer got in there, but she's trying to close off that eye again. And she looks like she's just about done it. Let's go back here. I'm going to get my measurement tool. Oh, that's my inspector. Let me get my measurement tool. From here to the coast, she's about 32 miles out. Okay. If she keeps moving at 2 miles per hour, she'll still take 16 hours to make landfall. Oh, holy cow. That's pretty amazing if she continues that, but hopefully her speed picks up and she can move forward at a faster speed than 2 miles per hour. You know that. So I'm going to put this into motion again and show you she is very close to closing that eye off again. Very close to closing that eye off again. I'm going to do a dual and run this with, I'm going to let this run for y'all. I'm going to run out. I'll be right back. It'll be a little silent, but that's okay. I'll be right back. I have not left.
Dragging heavy hoses. No flipping and whipping to clear the kinks. The silver bullet will...
That is tall.
Just 3 different stages in her.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
that's crazy.
And they're just like us. She could never have kids.
Right.
Chloe's never had kids, and they have their son, and they adopted that crackhead.
Right,
That's
yeah.
her Vienna.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
Insane. All right. I'm back. Sorry. Had to go get some soup. You have to mind me eating. That's okay. We'll make it through. And after all that, didn't get what I needed to get. All right. I want to move this up. This is once again, this is a hurricane chaser. This is in Mobile Bay. And you can see it is deteriorated there in Mobile Bay. Move this back down and put this into motion again. Let's see how close it's getting. I'm surprised there's not more tornado warnings out right now. Usually that's what you see in this scenario. You see a tropical storm landing, and you'll see spinners. You'll see a whole bunch of warnings. I just hadn't seen that. Looks like that eye is almost completely closed off now. The final stage is closing out that eye, trying to make her final run for intensity before she makes landfall. again, get my measurement tool out from the edge. She's now about 31 miles. Sally is about 31 miles from where she would make landfall, looking like it will be somewhere just east of Mobile Bay, probably around Foley, Orange Beach, Pensacola. So that area is where we are looking for landfall, getting very close. Getting very close, at least miles wise, getting very close to landfall. She's continuing to creep though, and just let's see, I want to put that distance tool. There again, this is the general direction, about 31 to 32 miles away. Then this is running from the last 2 hours. Starts at 6:30, 2 hours and 15 minutes. See the movement is not much whatsoever. Just not much whatsoever. Looks like now they're backing off. They're going to try to go to another spot. So I'm going to take this down while they move around and they figure out where they're going. Off. Stop. Now, question is, can she keep this dry air? I mean, you can tell it's coming in from Mobile. Okay, so it's coming from this area in through Mobile and then into the core. So can she keep that? Can she keep that center from the eye from degrading from all of the dry air that's still trying to get in? I'm gonna jump out of that. I'm gonna go back into Radar Omega because I want to look at the satellite. And I want to look at the mid-level water vapor. I just want to show you, point out to you the dry air that has gotten into it and her trying to kick that dry air out. Dry air, trying to expel it out. She's trying to, you see her trying to kick it out the opposite direction, like get out of here. I'm trying to do my thing. Whack. Get out. But I'm going to point out where this center is. The center was right there. Watch the center move now. Definitely see it's moving off to the northeast now. So right here in this area, Pensacola, from these last couple of runs, you're going to have the worst side of this hurricane. Pensacola, Florida will have the worst side of the hurricane. Looks like Destin, you're going to have some bad weather too. Obviously already having it, but from this, it looks directly like it's going to directly hit right on the Florida-Alabama state line. The Florida-Alabama state line. So looking, just doing her best. Suppose the last few runs, doing her best to, kick out dry air. Notice her spit it out right there. Doing her best to kick it out, trying for that last run of intensification. She's only got 30 miles to go before she gets inland. But you can definitely see. Yep, you can see the eye. Scott, you're absolutely correct. You can see the eye in the last couple of frames. She is kicking out that dry air, and she is definitely trying to get her act together. We take a look at it right now. You can definitely see the eye. This is her trying to expel this last bit of dry air, but definitely can see. Definitely can see that eye. Once again, trying to get her act together. For one last run. Of, turn that down. I'm going to bring this up so you can also see what's going on here. I've got it on Weather Nation. Got some good graphics. But definitely, Sally has dealt with dry air this whole time. Definitely. That's been what has kicked her or kept her from staying a Category 2 or moving up to a Category 3. This is the infrared version, infrared satellite. You can see that eye. You can see that eye. I'll keep my circle there where the eye pops up. And boom. It's telling that dry air, get out. So it is a nice looking eye. Very nice looking eye right now. And she has just done that within the last couple of views, last couple of frames. So she is definitely trying to intensify. Right now the winds, Mobile is experiencing 57, 59 mile per hour winds. To get out of this, I'm going to go back to the radar. And we'll look at the radar. Make sure I do have that mixed up there. Okay. As you can tell, yeah, Scott, she definitely, if she would have spent more time out, she definitely would have been stronger. But her major downfall has been dry air. Dry air getting into her center. If she didn't have to deal with this dry air, she would be Cat 3 going in. Absolutely, no doubt in my mind. She would be a Cat 3 going in at this moment, and probably going in a little further west. But this dry air has just absolutely, it just kept her as a Category 1. She went up to a 2 and kept her as Category 1. Is it heading into Mobile Bay? I think she can go just a little bit east of Mobile Bay. So my area to look at is going to be from Foley over to Pensacola. So after all this is said and done, yes, it could still be a Florida hurricane because this thing was moving slowly this way. right. So I think it's going to be just east of Mobile Bay. Just east of Mobile Bay. You'll still have surge going into Mobile, but just east. So right now your winds are 85 miles per hour. Your millibar is down to 972. So she's definitely trying to strengthen. The movement's at north at 2 miles per hour. I say it's a little bit northeast, excuse me. But right now, winds of 85 miles per hour, sustained. Pressure at 972, so the pressure is dropping. So she is trying to make this final run at intensity. Trying to bring that contrast down a little bit for you. All right. See if that helps out a little bit. Helps to see the screen a little bit better there. Let me come back over to here. Let's look at the last 50 frames of the radar. Let it load up. Yeah, Florence did drop a lot of rain, Scott. And yes, Sally will do the same too. Drop a ton of rain. In fact, seeing radar indications already 12 inches over near Panama City. So yeah, it's going to be a ton of rain. And right now, the main rain band, so the eyewall eye band right here is starting to push into Mobile Bay. Right now, stop this, zoom in a little bit closer. So right out here, basically moving into Gulf Shores. Yep, moving into Gulf Highlands right now. This is the outer eye band. Okay, so this is the main wind and rain area, and that is starting to come on shore right now. Once again, around Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan, Dolphin Island's next. This is slowly moving north. Notice this is the last 50 frames, so this is since around 5 o'clock. Not much movement whatsoever, but definitely moving a little north. Definitely moving a little north. Yes, Scott, northeast quadrant is the worst place to be in a hurricane. That's where most of the power of the hurricane resides. Storm surge, tornadic activity, your highest winds, your highest amounts of rain, all in your northwest quadrant. So this quadrant right here is where the worst of it, where the worst of the hurricane will be. Most definitely. Once again, I'll get my measurement tool out here. About 27 miles now. Right there. About 27 miles from pretty much Gulf Shores, Orange Beach. So it is the worst of the worst of it. The worst of the storm is pretty close. Actually, let me change that. Pull this up right here. All right, let's back it out just a little bit. Let's go take a look. Satellite view. And let's go to our... Yeah, look at that. Just off. I'll just take the last 14 frames, okay? Just the last 14 frames. Watch her. That eye looks is definitely out. You've got the big burst of convection on the north side. What was on the north side, she has moved around to the southwest side. Definitely fortifying. Fortifying that eye. At 972 millibars, she is, she should be stronger than what she is. It's just been that dry air. Well, Scott, the BS in meteorology, that's what I'm going for myself. I'm doing it online. I've always wanted to do it. I've never been near a college that would offer it. And then Mississippi State started offering online, and sure enough, I get to do what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Scott. It was like 32 miles, and I was like, well, at 32 miles, it'll take 16 hours for her to get on shore. So yeah, at 27 miles, we're definitely down 2 more hours. 14 hours to go for just this little bit. I mean, that's absolutely that's bonkers to have a system moving that slow. I mean, you're talking 30 miles, 27, 30 miles. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. All right, at 9 o'clock, so 15 minutes ago, just on the southern eye wall, it looks like that is from a buoy. It looks like it had 85 mile per hour sustained wind with gust at 102. 102. All right. So that's on the south. That's the south part of the eye wall. So it should be stronger in this part. And this part is moving this way. Let's see here. I'm really just not thrilled that Project Mesovort is not showing. Just past track and intensities. Look at the movement. Ever since she became a hurricane, look at this track. I'm gonna talk about some wobbles. Okay. This is altimeter, and that altimeter is right off. It looks like it's close to Gulf Shores. It's 39 mile per hour sustained with gust up to 52 miles per hour. Yes, Scott, just epic rainfall amounts with a slow moving storm like this. Epic. All right, we've got we got 2 tornado warnings over here. So we're gonna go take a look at these individual storms. Let me see where they're located at. Come on now. Okay. See if we can zoom in. This is what I've been waiting for. I've been asking why there hasn't been a lot of tornadic activity with this storm. You got plenty of circulation going on, plenty of things going on. Just can't seem to spin up some spinners, but we're starting to see some now. So this is just west of Apalachicola, and seeing some circulation right here and right here. Right here. These look like small little spin ups. See if we can get in a little bit closer. So in Odina, okay, so in Odina, you need to be taking cover right now if you're still there. And then over here, this is, looks like this might, yep, this is in between Port St. Joe and St. Joseph's Peninsula State Park. So if you're around in that area, definitely need to be taking cover because you have 2 tornado warnings and it looks like 2 storms. This storm, this looks like a broad circulation right now. In between Port St. Joe and St. Joseph's Peninsula State Park, but still could be on the ground. This is radar indicated, and once again in between Port St. Joe and St. Joseph's Peninsula. Back out. This one looks better. This is right there, right around Odina. Let's see. This might be just a little west of Odina, right in this area. Okay. Let me back out, make sure I'm looking at the app. Kind of a broad circulation, maybe a little bit right here. Broader circulation around. So, it looks like this is moving. Now, with tropical storms, these spin-ups are usually pretty... it's usually pretty short-lived. Tornadoes, there's little spin-ups that happen every so often. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you that if you are in Niles, okay, and I don't know, A51, wherever that is, but Sacred Heart Hospital on the Gulf, Niles, Oak Grove. If I was in your area, I would go ahead and take precautions now. north, because that is the storm that is, I'm going to say it's going to be about right here. So just west of Odina. This is moving to the northwest. Okay, so if you are in Niles, Port St. Joe, in that area, I would go ahead and take precautions now. I'll go ahead and get to the middle part of your home, preferably somewhere without windows, and get ready to ride it out for a little bit. And then the one that is in between Port St. Joe and St. Joseph's Peninsula State Park. It's really broad-based. I'm not seeing much. Oops. Maybe right here. Okay, maybe just north of Port St. Joe. So if you're in Mexico Beach, I would take cover. Mexico Beach, I would take cover because you got a little spin up coming your way. See if I can back this out just a little bit. And let me see if we can, 7 frames, let's see if we can see them move here. Yeah, it definitely had a stronger signal. Well, it looks like I just froze a little bit. So I'm going to put this up solo and back out of this app and go back in. Now I can take a look at that. There we go. Looks like I might be back in action here. Let's move this up. Let's go to velocity. And once again, 7 frames. Let's see if I can move this in 7 frames. Okay, the one that's just west of Port St. Joe, it had a good signature. It's kind of right about in there. Had a good signature, and it's kind of dissipated. The one back here near us to the north and west of Apalachicola, it has a better signature. Yep. Back out of this again. A lot of people on this app, evidently. Slowing down. I'm just going to move this over to the velocity. And then I'll bring this back up. So, better signature on this one. This is now north and west of Odina. Okay, north and west of Odina. Oop, I don't want to run it for 100 frames. I just want to run it. Let's just run it for 14 frames. It's not 14 frames. Let's run it for 7 frames. Well, switch you over one more time. So I'm going to move over to I'll move over to the radar scope app. Let me sign in. Okay. Find that one here. All right. Now we're cooking with grease, and radar scope has better looking graphics when it comes to velocity, so you can see it a little bit better. So what we're looking at right here, this is the tornado warning. And it's a tornado that is just north and west of Odina. This would be moving towards in between Highland View and Port St. Joe. Oops, that's because I'm drawing. I'll see if there's any other ones, any other towns that pop up if I get close enough. That's no. So once again, here it is. Let's go to super res velocity, and then I'll get my drawing tool out right here. So where we're seeing a couplet, and let's move this out. Let's run this. We could definitely tell why they had the initial tornado warning out. Looks like we definitely had a spinner that was coming in this direction, and that would be it right there. So if you follow that back and forth, came in, looks like it was a water spout, got over land and dissipated, and not seeing much out of it. So this was a water spout that came onto land just west of Indian Pass. Okay, this one behind here, this one behind here would be right here. This kind of looked like it was trying to form over water. And now it's on land, but you still have a decent signature, a very decent signature. Once again, if you watch that area as I move back and forth, this would be the area right here. As you follow it, right here. Right here. So that's the path that it has taken so far. And the other one, you could definitely see it come into frame right here. That is over water. Right here. Gets over land. Right there. And you have a little bit of coupling right there, but it pretty much disappears right there. So that's why the tornado warnings were out for White City, St. Joe Beach, moving just north of Odina. Niles is in that. Port St. Joe is in that. It's just to the west, just to the east of Port St. Joe. Kind of losing its signature, but just to the west of Port St. Joe. And this is the signature for the other one. And notice that that tornado warning has ended. Once again, that was a water spout that came in over land and dissipated. So the one we're paying attention to is right here. Right there. Okay. So that's where we're looking right now. That could have also been a water spout that came in over land. But that's what we were looking at. That's what prompted the tornado warnings. And right now, if I'm in White City, I'm taking precautions. Okay. Radar Omega. Turn this back to reflectivity. Move this out. Let's go back and look at the eye. The eye of Sally, and she looks like she has this wrapped around pretty well right now. From the radar coming out of just west of Mobile. I'm going to run this on 50 frames. Remember, if you would like to leave a donation, you can do so in the comments. I've pinned a link to my PayPal account. And you can find it, if you just go on PayPal, it's at Big Cubs Fan in Texas. Okay. And I also offer a pay website, Randall's Weather Page, and that's on Patreon. I have videos that I'm posting up there that are more about other things than the tropics. Talk about big weather events that could be coming up. So make sure to go and to take a look at that. I made it really cheap. I think it starts out at, it's either $3 or $5 for a month. And I'll be providing quality videos for that. Okay. And make sure that you subscribe on this YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe and make sure to ring that bell so you get notified whenever I live stream or whenever I post up a video. All right. So she looks like she is has that eye wrapped up. 972 millibars. 85 mile per hour sustained winds. She's trying to strengthen before she moves inland. She still has some time. I mean, even though she's only about 27 to 30 miles out from landfall, she's only moving at 2 miles per hour. So even at 27 miles, that's still 14 hours. I know it's hard to believe, but Sally does not want to go inland whatsoever. She wants to hang out in the Gulf and do her primary function and cool off those waters. That's what a hurricane's primary function is. The most basic element. What a hurricane, why a hurricane happens is because it's nature's way of cooling the seas off. That's just what hurricanes do. That's their most simplistic job, is to go and cool the seas off. And that's what Sally wants to do. She wants to stay out and see and keep cooling. Kick out that dry air she has going on. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna switch over to satellite. Let's go take a look at the long wave. Move this off that and to Sally. All right. Let's go last 21 frames. Now definitely can see the eye. That eye has definitely popped out. The eye looks pretty good right now. Absolutely looks good. So you couldn't see the eye before, and all of a sudden the eye poke is out. So definitely trying to intensify. I don't know if they are flying hurricane hunters in anymore. I don't see anything. Of course, I don't see Project Mesovort either. And I'm not really happy about that. It's the last 21 frames, and you see how that eye kind of moving north. If I'm in Foley over to Pensacola, I'm looking for landfall of Sally. Okay. If I'm over there, that's what I'm looking for. Once again, about 30 miles, give or take, from basically Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. So that's where we're sitting right now. Looks like she's moving quickly to the north, and then she just slowed down. And I like to go out and take a look at 100 frames, because at 100 frames you can tell the general movement. You can tell she was right over here with that, and then notice her movement has been kind of to the northeast. So the National Hurricane Center might have her moving north, but especially in the last about 20 frames there, it's like she jogs to the north and east. So if I'm in Foley, Alberta, Pensacola, I am bracing for possible landing Sally. Probably within the next 10 to 15 hours. I know it seems crazy saying that, but that's what we're looking at. I'm gonna back this out. So the 9 o'clock update on Sally. She is maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure is 972. So the pressure really doesn't match the strength. Usually at a 972 hurricane, you're looking at, a high-end Cat 1 into a possible Cat 2. And just not, the winds don't match it. Looking at some information here. Gusts around the Alabama and Florida Panhandle are reaching 55 to 65 miles per hour right now. That's because that eyewall band is starting to creep close to the shore, and that's why you're seeing those winds. Take it off velocity, going to see if we can get the last 50 frames of the radar running. All right. Just watching Sally creep. That's all she's doing is just barely moving. Barely moving. Still eating soup. Man, she just not wanting to move. No steering currents. So we're just doing nothing but dropping rain. I'm going to step away just for a second. I'm going to take this off, put this on, full screen. So you can see the general movement of Sally. All right. Let's go on a little tour here. Let's go look. Yeah, 85 mile per hour winds. That was just 9 minutes ago. This is a buoy that is out there. Sorry, it's 85 mile per hour winds. And 85 mile per hour winds with 106 mile per hour gusts. This is what's going to be moving. This is what's going to be moving. That's right here. Okay. And moving up towards Foley and towards Pensacola. Let's look out here. This is on the western side. You had a reported 63 mile per hour sustained winds, 79 mile per hour gusts. So hurricane gusts. Even out here towards the mouth of the Mississippi, you have 54 mile per hour sustained winds, 63 mile per hour gusts. As you move inland right now, your weather station reporting 39 mile per hour winds, 54 mile per hour gust, and that is on the east side of Mobile Bay. This is not reporting anything. I don't think it is actually working at the moment. Out here in Pensacola Bay, you have a station ID is 28 mile per hour winds, 44 mile per hour gust at the moment. All right. And even out here near the radar site, which is just west of Mobile, 30 mile per hour winds with 58 mile per hour gusts. Whoa, let's get that back here. This back into frame. So the eye looks a little ragged right now. This looks like it's trying to open back up. So still battling dry air. Still battling dry air. Let me do. It's because I'm working. Let's get up here. Let's go to satellite. Let's take it off of visible. Let's go to mid-layer water vapor. Okay, in the mid-layer water vapor, let me back this out just a little bit. Okay. First thing you can really see is the eye. So the eye has popped out just like on all the other ones, all the other satellite views. But notice all this dry air. Just once again, if Sally didn't have to deal with dry air, Sally would be a category 3 going in right now. But all this dry air keeps infiltrating the storm. So this is when the book is written on Sally. We'll be talking about how slow it was, okay, how slow it moved, and then all this dry air. And it says the big pocket of dry air, and you can even see extending up here. So just dry air. It's for the last day and a half, it's done nothing but battle with dry air. And dry air is what is absolutely choking this. It's choking the intensification out of Sally. I lost my spot there. So, all right. I'm gonna run this. Let's look at the last 50 frames and you'll be able to see how Sally has been dealing with nothing but dry air. This is all dry air out in front. Let's see how it gets entrained into the storm. Sally moves counterclockwise. That drags this dry air into the storm. So she's dragging the air that's choking her out right now. Let's go to upper level. So this is a upper level atmosphere. And notice, just no steering currents. There's nothing. The steering current that would pick her up is still up here. And there's nothing in this area to move her. So this is just still. And that's why she's moving at 2 miles per hour. That's the entire reason why she's moving at 2 miles per hour. Because there's just nothing steering her. Nothing to push her. This is the system that the European model is trying to make something out of. They were going to send hurricane hunters into it today, but because it is so disorganized, there's nothing to look at down there. So, when there's nothing to look at, there's nothing to look at. There's no reason to send people down there to take a look at it. Let's get out of the upper level. Let's go lower level. Definitely still see that eye. It looks definitely better lower level. You just tell that she's trying, if you look down here, she's trying to expel all this dry air, but it still gets entangled. Let's go 30 frames. Let it load up. We'll go 50 frames. And let it load up. All right. Continuing to watch Sally creep. And when I mean creep, I mean creep. To the north at 2 miles per hour. This is also Weather Nation that I'm showing you there. And we're seeing good, I think this is in Mobile, if I'm not mistaken. So seeing good footage now of the hurricane chaser. I don't know who it is. Once I find out, I'll give them the proper recognition there. But definitely seeing, I believe this is in Mobile Bay, and definitely seeing Mobile Bay turned up. All right. Waves crashing in. Sally is making her presence felt. Definitely. Making her presence felt. Tempium just came out in Category 1. They do show this getting up, so this is just the latest advisory. It came out 10 o'clock advisory. It's at 85 miles per hour. They do expect it to strengthen just a little bit more. So they expect within 12 hours it'll be on the coast, and it will strengthen up to a 90 mile per hour hurricane. So it'll still be Category 1. And within 24 hours it'll be inland, and the maximum sustained winds will be 45 miles per hour. But winds are not the big concern. Well, they're still a concern. I don't want to say they're not. But it's the rainfall and the surge. The rainfall and the surge. While we're here, I want to go take a look over here. We still have this tornado warning. And I want to zero in. Change this to reflectivity and see if I can see where I don't see anything coupled. I see what they were looking at. They were looking at this area right here. Because if I slowly pull back, this is closest to the red and the green together. And the red and the green together are winds going opposite directions, and that's what a circulation is. And that's about the only area that I can see that they were looking at. I'm really not seeing much left of it. So if it is somewhere, let me right around in here. Let me make this broad here. right around the Felix Lake area. That would be about where I would call it make this more around here. So right around Tinsdale Air Force Base, and that's around this area. Florida Avenue. I'm not seeing much there, okay? But that's what they have it warned for, my best guess of why they have it warned. Just want to go take a look at that. I guess while I'm here, I can get off the velocity and take a look at the rainfall going on over here. So less rain out here, but still enough to do. Port St. Joe is getting inundated with rain. While I'm here, let me just look at storm precip totals. I'll get my glass here. 6 inches, 7 inches, 6 to 7 inches, right around Port St. Joe. If you go out into the ocean, you're looking at over 10 inches. I think this is down around Apalachicola, is about 8 or 9 inches already. So that's what we're looking at. That's going to be the name of the game, is how much rain fell, how much surge came in, and how much rain fell. Let's go back to the Mobile site. Low inspection to Pensacola's already got almost 8.75 inches of rain so far in Pensacola, with the bigger amounts more on their way, but right around Pensacola Bay, 7 to 8 inches. Let's go over here. We go over to the Alabama line. You've got 7 to 8 to 9 inches just south of Alberta. Foley looks like it's got about 6.25 inches. Alberta's around 7.5 inches. Go down here around Gulf Shores, and you're looking about 8 inches, 9 inches of rain already, and it hasn't made landfall. Hasn't made landfall. Boy, look at that. Pop this up real quick. Look at this. You can tell that squall line is just getting into Mobile Bay. Look at the winds. Look at the waves. Definitely tell. Oh, man. Hate it when it goes to commercial. It was just getting good. We'll wait. It'll come back on after these commercials come through. But the name of the game, the name of the story with Sally is going to be the rainfall. Absolutely going to be the rainfall. I'm going to take this. I'm going to show you my rudimentary way that I look and see which way the eye's moving. I go in and I draw where the eye starts at, and then I move. I used to do this back in elementary school and junior high school. So, and this would tell me the general direction that a storm was moving. As you can tell, this is moving to the north-northeast. So, just like this. So if you take this and extrapolate it out somewhere between Pensacola and Foley, let's just move it this way. There's the eye. So your general bullseye looks like right now it's going to be the Florida-Alabama state line. Florida-Alabama state line. Foley is still in the range here. Okay, still in range. I'm gonna do this one more time. Stop. Oh, hate it when that happens. Get out, go back in. Sometimes on radar scope, or radar omega, excuse me, it'll get stuck, especially when you're looking at. I'm gonna move back to this shot again. I believe this is in Mobile Bay. I just want to show you the waves crashing in. Looks like it's a pier sticking out, and lights on the pier. Thank you for leaving the lights on, whoever did that. And you just see the waves crashing in. You can see the wind blowing. You just see the Mobile Bay is not happy. It's not happy right now. And we're still about 25 miles from shore. So once again, you see the waves crashing in. I believe this is Mobile Bay. And it is just deteriorating at the moment in Mobile Bay. I'll go in and look. Here's the storm. I'll stop it at its latest and do a distance measurement from here to the shore is about 25 miles now. 25 miles. Okay. That's 1 to about 12 hours of moving at 2 miles per hour. It's still 12 hours. That's insane. That's a lot of wind. That's a lot of rain all over the same hour, same place for long stretches of hours. Right now, Bay of St. Louis, you are out of the woods, okay? Gulfport and Biloxi looks like you are out of the woods as far as the strike. Pascagoula, I don't see this thing backing up, so you'll get wind, you'll get rain You'll get some surge, but not an official strike. And this looks like it's somewhere between Mobile Bay and Pensacola, with Orange Beach at about ground zero. Okay, that's what it's looking like right up to this moment. So there's your eye. And now there's your eye over your last 50 frames in that direction where it's heading. So we take this, somewhere between Foley and Pensacola is where this is going to go in. It's going to take it some time to get there, but that's where Sally is going to go in. Somewhere around the Florida, Alabama coastline, Foley, Alabama, the Alabama, Florida coastline, Pensacola. So that's where it's trying to zero in, is right in this area right here. All right, so if you're just joining in, what you're looking at on the screen right now is a picture, I believe, in Mobile Bay. I'm trying to figure out exactly where it's at, but I believe that is in Mobile Bay. You're looking at a pier sticking out into the bay, and you're seeing the situation deteriorate pretty rapidly in Mobile Bay. Notice the crashing coming in. This might be outside of Mobile Bay. Once again, I'm just trying to figure out where this is at the moment. I haven't heard anything yet, but as you can tell, Mobile Bay or just south of Mobile Bay, the surge is starting to come in. The wind is driving those waves into the pier. It's definitely a good shot here. There we go. Take this off. And let's put this into velocity mode. And move this back up. Velocity mode, once again, is wind. This is the radar looking at wind. The green is wind coming towards the radar. The red is wind going away from the radar. And right here is the eye. Okay, that is the eye. Let's put this into motion for 50 frames. And see if we can tell a general movement there. Just just creeping. I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to draw a circle where the eye is at now. And then we'll move forward. Here's a circle where the eye's at, and now extrapolate that out. Pensacola, Florida. I probably could have drew that better. It's more like this. Okay, so just east of Pensacola Bay, so right around, I keep saying it's going to be like Orange Beach, Foley, Alabama, moving over towards Pensacola. This is the area that I am projecting that Sally will make landfall at. So Pascagoula, you're in the good. Biloxi, Gulf Shores, Bay of St. Louis, New Orleans, Slidell. It's not going to back up on you here. So this is moving away from you. If you were in these areas right here, so basically from Mobile Bay over to Pensacola, or just east of Pensacola, is where I'm calling the landing after looking at all this. There we go. Took all my ugly drawing out. We'll put this in motion again and let you see the track of the eye, which there's not much track. And going back out to this pier. Sally has got the ocean all stirred up. By the way, Radar Omega, where is Project Mesavort? Not happy that I can't see them. Just, I know they put some animators out there. I know there's a couple of chasers out there, and just can't see them. Can't see any of their information, and I have it turned on. Kind of disappointing, because always good to have more points of reference. So let's turn this to a gray presentation. That's what I was on. Road, there we go. It's good when you can see the roads. Okay. So making sure everything's on, turning everything on. And seas are angry. Look at that spray coming off the top of the waves. Yes, the dreaded words, conditions deteriorating rapidly, and they are, as you can tell. This is either in Mobile Bay or right outside of Mobile Bay. This might be Orange Beach. But I haven't gotten a good bead on where it's at yet. But definitely the situation is deteriorating along the beaches. Your outer, or your eye wall field is right there. This is a second band. So this is what they're experiencing right now. What you see in this picture, what they're experiencing is not the outer eye wall, or excuse me, the inner eye wall, but this is the outer band before the eye wall. So what it is now, just wait. The worst is still yet to come. And with Sally moving so slow, it's just going to drop a ton of rain. I mean, just a ton of rain. Takes it a second to fill in the names there and fill in the roads. Another reason why I like Radar Omega, you can see roads. It should start showing you towns here in a second too. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is like Gulf Shores. Yeah, this is Gulf Shores right here. And sometimes I have to rely on my map there. So Gulf Shores, Orange Beach. Casewell. Yeah, it's starting to fill in there on some of these little places, but yeah, Lagoon Key. So, and then you've got, I'm gonna move this over. So you've got Bon Secure National Wildlife Refuge, and that goes over to Fort Morgan, and then you have Dolphin Island. So once again, here is your inner eye wall, your heaviest of rain, heaviest of wind. Right outside of it, right here, is a band right before that eye wall. That pier is taking a beating. Absolutely taking a beating. Just amazing how slow this system is moving. Thank goodness it's not a Category 3 or Category 4. I mean, thank goodness for the dry air. Because if this was a Category 3, Category 4 going into Mobile Bay, Orange Beach, Foley, or Pensacola, and moving this slow, oh, there'll be destruction with this storm, don't get me wrong, but it won't be near as bad as what it could have been. And I know I feel bad for saying that already, but it's the truth. Because without this dry air, this would have been a Category 3, or who knows, definitely Category 3. It was a Category 2 yesterday. Without that dry air, it definitely would have been a Category 3, possibly Category 4 going into this area. So that dry air really, really saved this coastline. Now it's going to drop a ton of rain. And it is dropping a ton of rain. But this could have been a lot worse. Once again, kind of surprised. No real tornado warnings out. Really weird for a tropical system to not have this few of tornadoes. It doesn't make sense to me. Usually there's more warnings. They're just not out there. Just not out there. Also want to show you, I'm going to get, instead of a single radar site, I'm going to go to the national radar site. And I'm just going to show you, besides Sally, the only other rain up in Washington and Oregon, and maybe a little bit up here in Oklahoma. That is about it. Besides that, nothing. Besides Sally, no other weather to report besides Sally. Of course, the fires that are going on would also be a story, but weather-wise, this is it. This is absolutely it. I'm back to single site. I'm going to go over to the Slidell, Louisiana site. I just want to look at the back side of this eye. Just continues to try to get her act together, but dry air keeps eroding this southwest and south portion of the eye. Just can't get it together. Yes, Scott. Yeah, wish we could move it to the West Coast so they could get rid of those fires. Most definitely, but That's a sad situation out there. It really is a sad situation. I'm gonna go over here. I want to look at this is through I think England Air Force Base. It's hard to see through. It's hard for this radar to see through the northwest side of the storm to see this south side of the storm. Just too much to deal with. Too much to see. Switch back over to Mobile and still see it open. One more time, back over here to Slidell. Just trying to get the ring around the rosy here to see. So definitely still here, still dry air trying to drive in. This is dry air coming in right here. So, yeah, she almost does look stationary. When I run it, and this is for 50 frames, so this starts at, 820? And 820 to now, which is going to be 1030. Just good luck, Chuck. On that, just not moving. Once again, I'll do my old junior high trick here. Go back, draw the circle where the eye's at, move forward in your radar loop, draw your circle, and just a little bit movement northeast, okay? So I'm moving kind of like that, right around landing port, right around the the Alabama-Florida coastline. I don't know why I always want to mispronounce that coastline. I always do. I always try to put Alabama or Mississippi or Louisiana in there. There we go. Move this out, move this over. just hardly any movement whatsoever. Satellite, let's go. Long wave, let's switch it to just where it's Sally. Cleans it up just a little bit. On satellite, you can see a little northwest tug here. Northeast tug, excuse me. So, a little northeast tug in barely. I mean, not much. Just a little northeast tug, and I think that's more of a wobble more than it is anything else. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. You know, the wind and the waves have really picked up. And look at that now. That's really rough seas. You can see the top foam part of the waves getting blown off. It's like it's blown off there to the west. So it could be east winds coming in. That would match the counterclockwise movement of the hurricane. That pier is getting beat. The pier is getting beat. I'm gonna move it off satellite. Stop it. Move it off satellite. I'm gonna go back to radar, single side. We'll go back to mobile side. We do have another tornado warning that has just popped up. I'm gonna move closer to it. I'm gonna move this into high res velocity. See if we can go find out. This is right around St. Andrews Bay. Still trying to load up for me. I wish I didn't have so many problems with radar scope. It just gives me issues. I always have to sign in, and I don't know what's going on. Radar scope has a little bit better velocity mode than what Radar Omega does, but it's just a pain. I'm gonna say it's right over St. Andrews Bay. This might be a water spout that has moved in over the bay. The best I can tell, right here, right over St. Andrews Bay. I'm gonna try to move in a little bit, trying to show you where I think it is. Right around in here. So, if you're anywhere around St. Andrews Bay, I'd be taking cover right now. This is Highway 98, 390, right around in that area. And on the other side of the bay, once again, that is 98, 30, and 3031. If I was anywhere around that area right now, I would be taking cover. I think you have a water spout that has come in and still probably moving around the bay. best telling radar indicated. Let's see if I can figure this out. Around 1050 Panama City. Okay. And let's say right here. Right there. Yeah. I hate it when I do that. Yep. So, okay, here we go. I'm saying right there now. That's different look at it. So, Gulf Coast State College. We're looking at Highway 98, Collegiate Drive, 390. So, Highway 390. That seems to be where it's at. It's right around in that area. This is the latest that's just updated. Hold on just a second. Yeah, I'm going to say it's out in the bay. Right in here now on the new radar loop. So that's it. That's where the best I can picture where it is for the tornado warning. And just as fast as I take a look at it once again, oh, there it is. It popped back up again. Pop back up again. Once again, somewhere in this area right here. I guess it could be this area too. So I'm going to say, once again, Highway 98, around Breakfast Point. I would be taking cover. Okay. And that's what I see so far out of that. Once again, this little hook in right there. That's what I'd be looking at. Expires in 17 minutes. Okay. And that's got to be, this has got to be the hook that they're looking at right there. So, my final call here, I think it's right here. So once again, Highway 98, which is Panama City Beach Highway. This probably just went right over Wildwood Drive. Okay. And saying it's this little inlet right here. So once again, Breakfast Point. If you're around Breakfast Point, you're anywhere along Highway 98. It definitely would be taking cover. Panama City coming towards the east side, the southeast side of your city. Okay, moving back over to the high res in Mobile. Keeps getting closer. "22 miles now. 22 miles. Move in a little closer on some areas. You can see what's going on. So Gulf Shores, right around Gulf Shores. That's what I'm showing you right now. This is Dolphin Island right here. Let it pull up. Seeing some light to moderate rain right now on the west side. Whoop, just updated. Now we're seeing pretty moderate rain for all of Dolphin Island right now. Over here to the Gulf Shores area. Notice moderate rain all around. Moderate to heavy rain all around. .40 decibels, 42 decibels, some good looking storms there. Let's see if this bad boy can do, yes it can do echo tops. Love it. Echo tops show you the tops of the storms, what the cloud tops reach. Right now, that is in Mobile Bay. You're seeing 35,000 to 42,000 feet tops. Out here in the storm, 48,000 foot tops. Notice right now, you can see how close that eye is. This now looks like, I'm gonna go to my satellite just for a moment. Take it off consensus, take it on to Sally. Let's see if this is the actual eye band. Take it off infrared. Let's take it off clean. So, with the eye being so close, this is the actual. Looks like it is. I'll go confirm through. But your heaviest part of your hurricane, okay, your heaviest part of your hurricane right now is moving into Mobile Bay. So this is the heaviest part of your hurricane, and this is now moved into Mobile Bay. And if you have been watching the pier there, really taking a beating. Let's go to radar single site. Let's see, this is the outer band, or the eyewall band right here. It is just starting to push on shore. Your cloud tops, this is starting to push on shore. So, right around Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, you should really start seeing things pick up. This is not reading anything, so I don't think it's set up to read wind, or it's down and it's only reading the temperature. But notice these little green dots, by the way, They're storm chasers. Yeah. They're storm chasers. And you notice where they're all lined up here. And this might be one of our storm chasers that's filming over here. So, just to get your bearings, this is Highway 182 that they are on. This is the beach that they are on. This has got to be Gulf Shores. Here's your beachside resort. Your Gulf Coast Zoo. Lord, I hope they got the waters out of there, the animals out of there. And your Walmart Supercenter. Gotta have those. And Jack Edwards Airport. Okay. So, and then there's Gulf State Park over here. Move this back in so we can watch. You can definitely tell that this pier, look at that. Just within the last 20 minutes, it is definitely the situation has continues to deteriorate. All these chasers down at the water's edge. I don't know if I would be that brave. I really don't. Yeah, Orange Beach Boulevard. So they are just right off Orange Beach Boulevard. There's some more chasers here. Perito Beach Boulevard. So basically at Perito Beach Boulevard and Orange Beach Boulevard, which is 161, that's where you have some chasers that are stationed there. Trying to figure out what just happened. Not sure. I'll come back to it. Looks like it was really getting rough there. Just not much movement whatsoever. Just not much movement whatsoever. Looks like our storm chaser is trying to seek a better parking spot. A more secure parking spot, I guess is the best way of putting it. He's in a parking garage trying to figure out the best way to show and be safe. You know, it has to be really difficult. Or he's getting out of it. Yeah, he's getting out and moving to somewhere else. I'll keep an eye on him, see where he ends up at. Let's go to velocity. And let's take a look at some of these winds. Now this is further up in the atmosphere. Okay, so we're going to get our inspection tool out and look at some of these winds. 71 miles per hour. This is up in the atmosphere, so that's around 50 to 55, 76, 69, 69, 71. Let's look closer to shore here. All right. So it's 40, 50 mile per hour winds, 60 mile per hour winds. And this is won't show me. Just east of Mobile Bay. Okay. Just east of Mobile Bay. Let's go on this side and take a look. And so on the east side of Mobile Bay, starting to see some, that's probably 40, 50 mile per hour winds around there. Once again, this is up, so you have to downgrade the winds a little bit because you're shooting up into the atmosphere. So 70 is probably 50, 40 or 50. And just not getting real good readings out near the eye yet. It's not seeing much. There it is. I'll look at Slidell, see if Slidell can. Yeah, I think it's too far away. But shooting higher up in the atmosphere, sure you get higher readings over here. Yeah, 82, 87, 87, so 60, 70 mile per hour winds. 50, 60 mile per hour winds. That's what you'd be looking at there. Let's bump up to the satellite again. No, I don't want consensus. I want Hurricane Sally. And then I want clean long wave. Turn this off. Let's look at the last 50 frames. That last frame, the eye looks a little bit better. I'm trying to close it off. She is battling. Absolutely battling. She still thinks that work needs to be done. So, the last couple of frames, I'm going to trim it down from 15 to 21 frames. So, definitely see the eye right there. Definitely a better looking eye right now. It's probably the best the eyes look all night long. So one of the better looking positions for the eye. You know, this eye keeps slipping to the east. Just keeps slipping to the east. I'm going to take this off 21 frames. I'm going to move it to 30 frames. Move it back just a little bit. I'll mark where I see that eye first. Right there. Yeah, I mean, this is this starts out directly south of Mobile Bay, and if you see that eye, this is more almost. Let me see, almost directly south. I'm gonna draw this line straight up. Getting closer here. This eye is almost directly south. It's almost directly or almost completely east of Mobile Bay. I'm gonna tell you which model, just off the top of my head, which model is winning long term on this. It's the UK Met. The UK Met has been the furthest east out of any of the models for the last couple of days. And the UK Met has been calling for somewhere between the Alabama, Florida state line all the way east to Destin is what it's been calling for the last couple of days. So UK Met model, I'm going to give it props. The UK Met model seems to be handling this storm very, very well. I mean, it is now, the eye of the storm is almost completely past Mobile Bay. In order for the eye of the storm to go into Mobile Bay, it would have to back up at this point, and it's not going to do that. And if you look at these last couple of runs, that's where it is now. That's where it started out. That movement is this direction. So, bravo UK Met, killing it, absolutely killing it. Doing well. Looks like this is going to be, move in a little closer here. I think it's going to be close to Pensacola. This is Pensacola. So UK Met model, doing pretty well. There we go. Let's lighten it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Just wanted to lighten it up a little bit. So once again, there is, let's look at this. Right now, the eye is almost directly south of Foley. And to me, it still looks like it's moving to the more to the northeast, or it's wobbling more to the northeast than it is anything else. So almost, if you took a line and drew north, somewhere in between Foley and Alberta right now, and the movement has been more this way, the movement has been more this way. So, yeah, Pensacola. You could be ground zero for this. Absolutely ground zero for this. I didn't want to do that. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, this thing's wobbling. Pensacola, you're looking more into the landfall than just 2 hours ago. These wobbles are looking pretty good. Let's see our storm chaser. He's back on the move. Yep. This might be a Florida storm or Florida hurricane after all. And if that's the case, UK Met is pretty on with it. Looks like we do have a new reconnaissance airplane that is flying in at this moment. So this took off from Gulfport, now hooking east and about to fly into the center of the hurricane. So we do have a hurricane hunter that is out there now. Probably be 30 minutes before it gets to the center, but they're out there and running. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end my live stream on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm gonna hop over to Facebook and kind of ride a couple of maybe an hour or two out on Facebook. A lot of people over there requesting that I start a lives over there, so that's what I'm fixing to do. So you can find me over there. Oops, not that one. Over here, Randall's Weather Page. Everything's at Randall's Weather Page. Facebook is also Randall's Weather Page Center, also, and that's where I'll be doing it. Okay.